Here, Belgium versus Germany. Both teams have a very similar flag colors. 40 seconds away from the setup time. This is the first game on Peel Upward. Best of 3, CeeJaey. 30 seconds to go. And well, standard spot here. Nothing really out of usual for the red team here. Red team being the Belgium, blue being populated by the Germans. Main predictions here. Germany 2-0.
I mean, looking at the German team, like, oh, they got Mars playing, man. Mars is like old school.
It is old school. It's like Tony Hawk coming in and trying to do some tricks for you.
It's rough. You take a look at the pick classes for Germany. You have Mezzo and Nate there, who are definitely top players on their class. Menti playing on demo, extremely good. I think Germany definitely going in as the favourites to this, but I wouldn't be against Belgium nicking around. And then we go, the first pick is going to go towards the Belgians. Agi gets a pick onto Nate.
Nate go down at the sniper. Opens up a lot of room for the red one here. Red one actually, yeah, that's Almighty Slayer. Well, first jumps are in. Mars is in a very good spot with the heavy weapons guy, but he has to get out of dodge there. They're losing a lot of players. Blue team here, Germany, unsuccessful in this jump. The sentry is still up, and so is the medic Ayoshi, maintaining 100% uber charge. The Mato is still sitting in spawn, waiting for a good opportunity to push in, but that's not gonna be just yet, CeeJaey.
They're pretty well set up here. I mean, I'm not sure who the Belgian sniper is. Almighty Slayer of Weebs. But he's playing quite passive, and not really getting involved as he comes in from Germany here. Used so much earlier, and there we go. Sacrilege is just going to air blast Menti away. Menti does actually get the sentry down, and there's a lot of frags going in here. Domato's gone down. Rambasaur's actually died for the Belgians, but it's looking so much better for them here as a lot of players went down. They've kept Ayoshi alive, which means he's going to have an advantage over Tomato, and they used so early there, Jake, and it just went wrong.
Well, it looked good on paper in the beginning, but then they went a little bit too deep. They lost the Meta on the way back after his Uber faded, and that Uber just kind of bashed itself against the steel wall. But they did take down the sentry, which is definitely a good idea. Ooh, what a jump there by Menti! He gets cleaned up, but he does a lot of damage to even team. Ayoshi's in a lot of trouble. He's getting peppered there, and he's running away. He's so low on health, but he's gonna survive this with the medic. And he's gonna maintain his Uber advantage over Tomato, who's now just building his, trying to keep up with the percentage, but the cart is being pushed slowly but steadily through the through the below there, through the tunnels. Menti going quite aggressive on the top here. CeeJaey, he gets cleaned up himself. Uber's about to pop here. Ayoshi goes out, tries to chase down Tomato. Tomato runs away here, and looks like the German will able to survive this Uber push.
Yeah, that's really well played, and there we go, Dreamy walking forward, cleans up Ayoshi. That's really well played by Germany. They knew they had an uber disadvantage. They pressure forward, and they just take it dry. They check the first point dry, with Menti going in so deep, and then they just keep pressuring. They're like, hey, we know the enemy team's weak, we're going to go forward, and they've used the uber here. They're going to get second for sure. They are losing a few players, however, the important players are still alive. Rambasaur doing a great job there, keeping that sentry wrangled. Actually, Belgium are trying to push out here. Menti trying to back up, and everyone's kind of cluttered in the same place. Mars is down, Menti is weak, Sinrise is being tanked here, trying to take down some people, and Spelly is on a 6k. Spelly is a demo main, and he's playing Scout, and he's doing absolutely incredibly right now, cleaning up players on the cart, and Belgium live to fight another day, but it's equal Ubers, Jake, and they kind of need to decide whether they're in or out here.
Yeah, the Meta is kind of hanging out forward with Miju, but he doesn't have many players to help him out. Here Miju goes in, gets one rocket onto Ayoshi, but Ayoshi survives this one. Nice surf away, still holds his team, but will have to fall back after the second point is capped by the blue team here. CeeJaey Marsh is pushing quite far forward by himself as the heavy weapons guy. Makes sure that there is nobody lurking about. Ayoshi survives. Ubers are about equal for both medics, really, but Tomato has a slight edge over the red medic. They might just push immediately right in, but Ayoshi goes down! Nate gets a body shot onto medic! No more medic! Uber comes out immediately, CeeJaey!
Yeah, that's huge. They have lost Mars here, and Menti with the pipe onto Sack. Sack almost pushed him off into oblivion there, but actually does manage to keep himself alive. He's going to get cleaned up by Spears Me, but that's going to be all that they really get there. Nate takes him down with a body shot, and Belgium have lost 5 players there out of the Uber, and Germany, at the moment, is just kind of like a train. Like, this car is just going and going. It's pretty been non-stop since that dry push on first, and Belgium really need to regroup here. If they build this, Jake, it's going to be basically equal Ubers. They got time to get the high ground, they got time to set up, and they need to churn out some minutes on this last one because it's going to be a fairly fast time for the first 3 points.
Sunrise getting a little bit frisky here, but he's gonna get away to safety. Third point is gonna get capped without too much of a defense coming out of the red team here. Belgium losing third so quickly, that's not really gonna work good for their morale, but they have time to occupy top windows. Very important spot on defense. Uber's about equal yet again. They actually managed to keep up with the percentage, and now they're just kind of entrenching themselves in the top area here. Vlad Kevin is holding up top pretty much by himself as the demo man. There's a nice sticky trap going on as well. Mezzo finds a kill in the background. Nice kill there. Menti's down, but there's 4 people down for the red team right now. They're pushing in. It's the blue team. Tomato popping the Uber charge onto the Pyro. Rez needs to get away now as the Uber is much worse than the red ones. Ayashi holds top with Sunrise still. Miju's there to put some wrenches into other people's plans, but he's gonna survive. But now here comes Rez once again. He's burning Sunrise. Sunrise survives this somehow. Ayashi as well, and they're keeping alive, but just barely. CeeJaey.
Sinrise the tank, but Ayoshi's surely going to die here. No, Sinrise! The tank takes down Mars as well. It's absolutely crazy. I thought Ayoshi was definitely going to die there, but no. And that all kind of opened up there. Uber exchange, but it was Rez getting a reflect pipe kill onto Kevin. Great play by Rez there. Which kind of opened things up. Dreamy deciding maybe against running through, but Nate winning the sniper battle against, I think that's Zero on sniper. He's usually been the sniper for Belgium over the past few Nations Cups. Maybe has returned, I'm not sure. Can anyone verify in chat? Thank you very much. But yeah, we're back to kind of Yoshi with the Uber here, and he has to use it, Jake. He gets forced.
Yeah, that's a good Uber though. They're chasing with the demo man. He's doing a lot of damage to the medic, and he goes down. Tomato getting cleaned up here by Fly Kevin. Ayashi to boot. What a cleanup coming out of the Belgium team. Definitely gonna allow them to hold this top here for a lot longer. Ayashi gets some splash damage from Miju, but he's in a bad spot. He was just kind of a desperate measure trying to get this medic at least damage. Gets himself on the leaderboards there. But this whole offense gets reset here, CeeJaey. They need to build up an Uber again. Ayashi still holds the advantage. As Tomato just spawned. They're going to be able to hold this for quite a while here, Belgium, after this disastrous third point. That is hopeful, looking pretty hopeful for them.
I mean, that was such well played. That was so well played by Germany in getting the force, but they lose their medic. If you're going to get a force, you need to make sure your medic survives and doesn't have to use their Uber either. And it didn't work. Miju going in there for a jump, and Nate is just getting these, like a slow, steady stream of kills. But saying that, he gets taken down by Zero. So that is it for the time being. And like I said, Belgium needed to reset on last, regroup, and just kind of take a breather, chill out, and that's exactly what they've done. You take a look at Rambo, he's got his sentry exactly where he wants it. Mezzo is trying to go for, getting the sap there, but it's not going to work. And Germany come in on the floor.
Ooh, that's actually interesting. Menti goes on straight for the sentry. Rambazor is still keeping it up. Somehow it survives. Oh, the last pill will clean it up. Now Yashi jumps down with the team, trying to clean up the mess that the blue team left behind them. They find Tomato Nate as well. Rez going down to boot. And as a complete cleanup for the red team, they did manage to take down the sentry gun from the engineer, from Rambo. But at what cost that was? They're just kind of biding their time. They're waiting for each Uber individually. And basically, the clock is bled by the Belgium team. It's so hard for Germans to really find a dead in that defense coming out of the Belgians.
It's a really strange play from them. I don't know whether Germany are panicking here. Like, there we go. Zero has just got 2 kills on the demo and the sniper. Menti and Nate are down for Germany right now. I don't know what they decided to do there. I mean, before they were trying to go for forces, and then Ayoshi's not really getting pressured very much at the moment. So maybe they were thinking, okay, these forces aren't going to work. But then instead of trying to do an Uber exchange, for example, they just Uber in from under, focus a wrangled sentry, and then Belgium are like, okay, we'll have that. And they just use their Uber and drop down onto them. Like, very strange play from Germany. But now they're coming in there. Oh, Ayoshi at 99% manages to get that. It was quite late on. He got that Uber. It must have been like a split-second tick over. Sinrise is on a 10-11 kill streak, and Sak is going to clean up the medic. Tomato is down. At the moment, Belgium are starting to bleed a few places. Sinrise has finally gone down here, as has Ayoshi. I don't know, Germany might be able to cap this now, Jake.
They might just do it. They did clean up the entire team 2 up, and they're not very good classes to just standing on the point forever. Ooh, Nate scores himself a kill shot here, and Kevin goes down as well to Mars. Nobody to stop this card from rolling in. 9 minutes and 20 seconds for the Germans to cap against Belgium. Now, Belgium will have to beat that time if they want to put themselves on the board. Remember, this is a best of 3, so each team actually has 2 chances of redeeming themselves, and, well, it's not the best time of all we've usually seen on Peel Upward, but it's not the worst either here for Germans.
No, I mean, I think Germany will look at this and say, we could have done a lot better than that. Like, they really started, you know, kind of like a lightning round almost. Like, those first few points, there was little to no resistance from Belgium. Other than that first kind of Uber exchange, which went in the favor of the Belgians, after that, it was all Germany. And then finally they got to last, and they were just kind of up against a brick wall. And it was just kind of that combo of Ayoshi and Sinrise just kind of tanking and staying alive. And because they were staying alive, it's very hard for Germany to get any sort of repush going on. But 920, I would argue, when you're playing in a nations team, not all teams scrim equally, and maybe defensively you kind of have a bit of a better idea. Attacking is where you really need to kind of flex those muscles, and we know Rambo has those biceps. Do the rest of the Belgians have that coordination to break down the German defense?
Now the gates are down. CeeJaey, both teams are rearing to go right now. Quite an aggressive player by Sunrise, and here Sheep is me going in forward. They jump. He misses that jump a little bit. Here Black Coca comes in as well. A lot of damage being exchanged, but not in the favor of the blue team. New Belgians are losing 1 here. Second going down as well. Nice stab by Beto. He gets a double. Nicely done by the spy from the red team, and that entire push is completely stopped in its tracks for the Germans here. Belgians will have to try again.
Yeah, I really liked the aggression there. Like, everyone was just like, you know what, we're just going to go balls to the wall and just go straight in. But Germany reacting extremely well to actually deal with that. Agi trying to get into position here, maybe go for a sap or something. Or, I know he's getting caught out there. I think he may well die. Oh no, jumps around. Sinrise is going to go down. We see some players flying in from Belgium. But D'Amato, as yet, is untouched. And that's really what they want to get rid of, isn't it? They either want to get the sniper down, the NG down, or maybe even get that elusive medic down. But Germany looking comfortable at the moment.
Do look comfortable indeed. Mars just kind of putting some nice damage on the other team, but he can't do much aside from just tanking damage. No problem there. Menti quite aggressive as well. He's overhealed. He's good to go as well. Just Belgium really have to find a place that they can go, but they're whipping the medic forward. They may actually go in right now with the Uber charge. They're running behind their little hill there, pushing on the card at the same time. Good idea. Menti will have to stop the entire red wall. Here comes out the Uber charge from the red team as well, putting some nice damage on the Pyro. He gets 1 here. Menti nicely done, and the Uber charge does get the sentry down, I do believe, and now the card is dangerously close. Germany will have to fall back any second now, as the first point is supposedly the easiest to cap, but they've already bled 2 minutes away from Belgium's clock.
Yeah, I mean, I think Germany are going to be happy to stay in here. Their med stayed alive. Ayoshi died. Nate is just farming at the moment. He's on a 5 kill streak right now. And Belgium aren't going to be close to an Uber for a while. And here they come with the aggressive conch coming out of Miju. They're going to get aggressive here, try to get some stuff down. Rambo's gone down. It's very difficult once you get to that corner to get any sort of pressure. Nate is just on fire. 7 kill streak now, and there's no pressure on the sniper. They just have a total control over this house area, and Belgium need to get some pressure on different angles in order to actually, you know, distract people, make them look different areas, because at the moment, going on the car, it's just going to lead to them dying as Nate makes it 8.
Yeah, here, and Saga is actually just relentless. He's setting up a second sentry here. The teleport has been sapped, so it might not really work anymore in favor of the Germany here, but for now, it looks very promising. They've held the other team for about 3 minutes so far. Menti is just doing so much work for his team as the demo man, and Belgians don't have an answer to what's happening right now. Both medic 100%. It can be anybody's Uber at this point. Yashi's getting a lot of damage onto himself. He has to pop early. Going in, they find 2. Menti and Mars both going down to the sudden pop that looked very terrible for Belgians. The Uber comes out, the counter Uber Sentry is also just on damage. Oh, but he gets zapped before Adi manages to get a sap, so what a play here by Saga. kind of unknowing about what's going on, but he does get the sentry out, will be able to set up on second point, and what a brilliant play by Germans, giving this point away early rather than losing every single player and have no one to defend second.
Yeah, really well played there by Coca, the demo for Belgium. Getting the double kill, Menti and Mars both going down, and then Zero getting the sniper onto Nate. You lose your demo, your heavy and your sniper, very, very difficult to hold onto any sort of angle there. But we're still in the situation where, you know, Germany have chalked off, what, nearly 4 minutes off that first point alone. It's now equal Ubers. Ayoshi is dangerously weak, and Belgium aren't going to be able to commit here, and that means Germany are just going to reclaim this ground. But Tomato's gone down! It's Sinrise! How did he get that kill?
So is Ayoshi here, getting cleaned up by Dreamy in the tunnels there. Neither medic is on the battlefield right now, so it's anybody's game here. Nate is actually doing quite a bit of work. Here comes Ramazar, tries to shoot down the sniper, but here's Mars as well to help him out in this tough spot he was in. Now Menti putting a nice sticky trap onto the little lip there, coming out of the tunnel, setting themselves up for yet another wave of Belgians coming in. Ayashi coming in the same spot he died before. Maybe dangerous, as Dreamy now knows where he usually likes to sit around. Sinrise getting a little bit of damage on himself. He does not get the heal from Ayashi as well. Bit of a stalemate going on. Saga Sentry's getting so much spam on. He's gonna go down. Surely he does. Yes, it does here. And there's a huge jump coming out by Speed. Nicely done. They're pushing out the Germans out of the second point just by force, and with no Ubers, Belgium managed to secure themselves the second point.
Yeah, but it's taken them another minute. 4 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time, realistically. But as we all know, as you progress through a payload map, the third point and the fourth point become progressively more difficult to attack. So these first 2 points has taken them over half the time they had available. But we'll see what happens here. I do think the key is Nate. If they take down Nate, then they're going to have a lot more fun, as Agi comes up behind and does get the kill. So that should open some doors. Zero's got a lot more space now, and hopefully Belgium can do something with this Uber. But they are losing a couple of players before the push.
Yeah, here Yash 100% Tomato as well. They're pushing onto the tracks with the demo. Coca is just leading the vanguard on this one with Sacrilege. Goes the Uber charge. Pop! Blue team, red team, flashing heavily on both. Rez actually has Ayashi on lockdown there. He's gonna surf away. What a play, but he gets cut off there in the last moment by Miju from Germany. What a play there by Ayashi, but in the end it didn't matter. Cleaning up the blue medic here is the German team. They managing to hold this, but they've lost 3 players there. The Sentry is only level 1 as well, and the card slowly inching its way forward. Not at this moment, but in general, yes it does. And here comes Spelly as well. Gonna be on the card duty for the time being with CeeJaey. Ayoshi's still in the open. Nice headshot there onto Sinrise, taking down the heavy weapons guys, slowing down Belgians yet again. 3 minutes on the clock. Third point still not capped. And remember, CeeJaey, what happened last round is Belgians lost third without a fight. Now Germans are putting it up. Fourth point being the hardest to cap. They don't have a lot of time to work with.
No, and that car still hasn't gone up the first little slope. That slope is very difficult to push up if everyone's alive, because you see what Menti's doing. He is spamming that area, and it's very easy for the demo to get spammed there. It's very easy for the soldier to get spammed there, and they're just doing it freely. And you know, you see Rambo's trying to push something up now, but no, he's just going to get contested. He takes some damage from Spelly, and then he gets chased by Dreamy. He cleans him up. So again, the cart rolls back, and they're not really committing too hard with it. They do have an Uber now. Mars has gone down to Agi, so that is a pick to begin things potentially with, and Nate's gone down to 0, so maybe Belgium could do something with it. They got 2 minutes to go. Menti's also gone down. This is not looking good for Germany. They're 3 players up, Jake. What the hell is going on?
They need to pop the Uber. They need to pop this, and they do, but the medic gets pushed away. Tomato's a lot of trouble. Sacrilege is right next to him. He's gonna burn him down. There's nothing that this medic can do. Nicely done by Belgium. Managed to put themselves forward through this trench built by the Germans, putting some nice pressure on the card as well as inching its way forward down up the cliff here. Saga is doing his best with that sentry gun. It's not even damaged yet. It's still wrangled, still putting out damage on the card players. They're still losing players though. Tomato is down still for the count. There's so many stills in this game, but there's no one thing that is not still, and that is the card CeeJaey, which now just reaches third point. 1 minute to go on the clock, a little bit over to cap the last point. Can Belgians do this?
It's possible. It's possible. They have about like 15, maybe 10% Uber advantage. It's really nothing here. But Agi gets the stab onto Nate. Nate has been so big for Germany on this defense, and him going down, Sinrise wins the fight against Mars, so no heavy either. This is a huge opportunity for Belgium here. They're trying to do this aggressive sentry. Saga doing the old window sentry when you're trying to be aggressive and really stop kind of the momentum from the attacking team, and it seems to be working. It's stopping the car, and they're cleaning up the players. Saga actually takes down Speed, and 4 players make that 5 as Dreamy cleans up Ayoshi, and you can see Belgium are going to be struggling now. 40 seconds to go. Tomato still alive with a huge Uber advantage. That may have been the opportunity out of the window here. There's 30 seconds to go, Jake. Belgium have to just go in and commit hard.
Not much that they can do. 30 seconds to go on the clock. This is the time that the quick fix the Vaxner. All the unlocks come out, but no! Nate is just taking down the Yasha like he's trash. It might have been a little bit too accurate, but that's basically what happened here. Yashi, poor man, going down. The entire offense from the blue team also just bashing themselves against the steel wall of the Germans here. Cleaning up is the Germany. 3 seconds on the clock. Cart nowhere near, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. First point of this game goes to the way of Germany, putting themselves on the leaderboards. But they still have to win one more if they want to advance and get some points for themselves.
I think Nate was definitely the big factor there, but I have to give props to Saga. The decision to put the sentry in the window there is not something we've seen. Like, Saga has been playing NG for a long time. Like, Saga's been around for a long time. I'm pretty sure he's been Team Germany NG since, the second edition of the Nations Cup or something like that. And the decision there to place, like, whether it was consciously for this reason or not, but the decision to put it in the window, which is something we rarely see, meant that Belgium, with the momentum, could have just kept playing the car. They could have just kept pushing forward and playing on the car and get the damage and, just do everything that way. But they couldn't because that sentry was there. And it's very hard to spam the sentry from main. So because that sentry was in the window, if the sentry had been further back on the spawn, like we saw Rambo did in, what we call a regular position, it wouldn't have been able to do that. And Belgium would have got it through that choke point. And who knows what would have happened in those ensuing seconds. No sniper, no heavy for the defensive side. It could have totally gone the different way. So I think Saga definitely helping his team massively on that last point, but Nate definitely was the man to contend with for most of that defense for Germany.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Nate play in quite some time, at least not in the top leagues, and he doesn't seem to have forgotten how to ride his bike, or definitely didn't forget how to snipe his rifle. It's quite refreshing to see that, he's doing so much work for them. The other sniper really is not bad. I mean, he's doing his own job. I mean, he's doing well, but Nate is just unstoppable at this point. If Nate is alive, you can't push in the open because he's guaranteed to take at least 1 or 2 players, if not the medic himself. Ayashi had a lot of trouble kind of staying alive to Nate, and that last moment when Ayashi died to a body shot from Nate was the crucial moment where, Belgium just knew they've lost because they just lost their only heals and they just tried to go in forward, tried to get some kills, didn't quite work out. The timer was completed by then and they couldn't really push this card in. So now they're down 1 point. They're not out of it yet. So we shall see. The timer now is started for the setup time for both teams. Yet again, this is going to be Germany holding first and then Belgians attacking first. We shall see how it comes out, but so far so good for Germany. Belgians really need to kind of step their game up and maybe think of a strategy against the sniper.
I mean, that's what I love about the Nations Cup. You see these players coming back who, you haven't seen for a long time. Nate hasn't actually played a full Premiership season since Elephant won Premiership, which was 2 years ago. 2017, and Dreamy, who's second top fragged behind him, Dreamy hasn't played since season 13, which is a year ago. So 2 players who haven't played the game for 1 and 2 years respectively, top fragging in a Nations Cup, and there's a lot of talent on show here. So it shows that these players can come back, and like you said, they haven't forgotten how to play the game. They come back and they frag hard, but obviously changing of attacking order does come into play sometimes. Maybe Belgium have learned some things from both of those phases, and then they can sort of do something here on the attack and maybe get some points.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be trying to do. Coca is getting ready to jump in forward, that those sticky traps are being cleaned up, and now he's getting heals himself. He's getting ready for a jump. That first wave is going to come out soon. Eddie's second now, really, but Nate takes the first kill onto 0. No contestation there in the sniper duel. And slowly inching forward is the Belgian team onto the Germany's territory. Coming in is Coca. He gets blasted away. No, sir, he goes down. 4 down, actually, in that immediate succession within like 2 seconds. 4 people down for the blue team. Sunrise is in a lot of trouble as well, and so far so good for the Germans, yet again showing how well they can hold the first point.
Yeah, the teleporter goes down. So that's going to slow the respawn. So now the important thing for Belgium, not necessarily go for the big picks, but go for any kind of kills, because those players are going to have to walk all the way from the spawn. And there we go, Miju has gone down, so that's a soldier down. That's going to open a little bit of space on this far side here. Maybe allow Spelly and Speed to get some stuff going on. But yeah, Belgium at the moment, and actually they've got the force. They've got the force onto Tomato. Oyoshi actually does get forced as well, in not a great position, so interesting turn of events here, but Belgium may be able to play it into their advantage. Red's getting juggled so high, but Coke is going to go down, and nothing really gets achieved there.
Oh, Mezzo is also sneaking by. You'll be getting he lost by more. Yoshi going down. He gets another into Sunrise with a face poke. Nicely done, destroying that combo classes just with ease as a spy, but well, you know, but force out of tomatoes, CeeJaey was really good, was very good, but the Menti just goes in for, you know, screw it. Might as well just try to get a Yoshi, and they get a force out, very good early force. They were not prepared for this, Belgium, and they weren't able to do anything with that Uber charge. The Sentry is still level 3, you know, Tomato is still alive, and has the Uber advantage over a Yoshi, who died to Mezzo, so now he's looking very promising. But Sunrise in a very good spot with that Thomas Laugh, and Spell, he's also finding himself a kill onto Mars. Coca is now leading the vanguard here. Uber's almost on to Tomato. They'll be able to pop this on first, and the Yoshi going down as well. Yeah,
this is really tough for Belgium here. I mean, if they keep losing their medic, then they're not going to get much thing. I mean, they're getting good picks. They're taking out Mars, they're taking out Nate. You know, yep. They may be able to get the cart here. I think Germany may decide to back off if they're smart, because they are kind of bleeding out. Yes. Oh, there we go. 0. Popping a head open, it's Tomato's head. There we go. So now Belgium have an advantage. I think this is the first time they've had an advantage on attack. Maybe so far in this game. So we'll see if they can actually get anything done here. Germany definitely on the back foot, and they may have to give up second.
Yeah, they really need to hug the medic right now. They can't let anybody get through to him. Ayoshi needs to survive. They lose Coca though, but Menti goes down as well. Nice shot there by 0, the sniper for the Belgian team. Now they're inching their way forward. Belgians are in a good position, 80% onto them. Now Tomato takes the rocket for his trouble. He's out of position, and he's gonna get a kill onto Tomato yet again. That is another saving grace for the Belgians. Now all they have to do is just push that W button. Do it, guys. Do it. You have 100%. You can do this. Second point is pretty much unguarded. Germans will have to fall back. Saga's still keeping it up, but no, the sentry goes down, Uber comes out, and the second point will be forfeited to Belgians by the Germans.
They might be able to catch out Tomato here. He's so far forward. He's really weak, and he does go down. He goes down to the lock and load. Coca pinging him, and then 0. He's just popping heads. Nate and Menti go down. Germany are just collapsing here. They are crumbling. Tomato goes down twice in quick succession, and then he gets killed again with the Uber. Mezzo is alive. He's on the cart. He may go for Coca here. Actually, Yoshi's just like, hey, bro, turn around. Goes for the Uber sword, but Coca's going to clean him up with the lock and load. And Belgium in total control of head. Now, they have to be careful, because the forward spawn is right at drop down. It's the normal spawn, but you're allowed to drop down and basically get straight to third. So if Belgium don't lock down these areas, Germany might be tempted to repush here, but on an Uber disadvantage, they've got to do exactly the same as Belgium did in that first round. Get to last, regroup, get yourself set up, and calm down. The difference in this situation, Jake, is that this time the attacking team, Belgium, has an Uber advantage, and this could be devastating if they do it right.
Yeah, Yermez actually taking down a kill with the Nate. 1 for 1. Nate getting stabbed himself, but that's good. Third point finally capped by Belgians. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Very good time for the third point here. Ayashi 100% Uber charge onto him. Tomato getting his Uber almost up. They need to push it, and they push it now. Coca is leading the charge here. So much work is being done by Rez. He's holding it by himself. Wasted so much of the Uber, but those sacrilege stop. You must have won. Taking down Dreamy, pushing in for Tomato. Tomato gets the Uber charge just in time, and now they're using the conch to push themselves forward, take down Coca easy with the help of Nate. Aoshi, however, survives this one, will be able to resupply himself with some dispensers, some sandwiches, and the Uber charge advantage slight, but still, and the top is still in the hands of the German team here. Adi is inching as well forward, as well as the Spy will be able to get Tomato any second now. Nate in a good position as well to stab. Oh, Adi is close behind him, and the sniper actually notices it. And we do have a pause here, CeeJaey. I'm not sure what is the cause, but we shall ask.
Do you know why? Do you want to know why? It's because the game nearly started on time, and as we all know, Highlander has to be late. So if it starts nearly on time, then we got to have at least 17 pauses. But I guess it gives us time to have a bit of a breather and kind of reassess what's going on here. That was pretty clutch from Germany, kind of doing a ring around the rosy just to keep their medic alive. But they are taking control of top, and they're just going to chill now. They're just going to chill, and I think the only person who's not in position is Mars. He's still on the low ground. So that gives us an opportunity for Belgium to do something here with this sort of 20% ad they've got. Or nearly 30% actually. Can't even count properly. But I mean, what are you feeling right now? What are you feeling is Germany's issue? Because... Oh, never mind. I mean, you can answer anyway. What do you feel Germany's kind of issue is right at the moment?
Keeping Tomato alive.
Okay.
That's the only problem. Like, he's dying a little bit too much at this round, at least. The first round, he was doing perfectly well. The Zubers were well-timed, you know, a kind of well-oiled German machine. But right now, he's dying a little bit too often. But, you know, saying that, Ayashi going down somewhere in the background. His Uber charge is reset to 0. Now, Tomato has an advantage, so that's the most comfortable position that Red Medic can be in, possibly on this last point of upward. They're still holding top. Nate is still in a very good spot, but they have to kind of push this in. Sunrise using the Fist of Steel to inch this cart forward as well, as far as he can get before they actually come out with the Uber charge. Tomato hitting the 100% very soon. Ayashi a little bit far behind here. Mars, good spot as well for himself. He's gonna get peppered by Spelly. Gonna get a kill here. Easy peasy for the scout. And, well, a little bit of a stalemate. They're still waiting for those Ubers to come online. Tomato is waiting for Ayashi to pretty much catch up, and we shall see from there, CeeJaey.
Yeah, bit of a interesting kind of turn of events. But now it's... The thing is, right now, it's up for the Belgians to make a play. They have to make a play. Whereas Germany have had people like Nate and Mezzo getting these picks. Belgium really needs somebody to step up, whether that's Agi, who seems to be doing a lot of the work at the moment in getting the opening kills, or whether it's somebody else. And there we go. He gets the opening kill. He gets down Nate. That is huge, and that's going to give so much room for Belgium to work with. And Agi's actually still alive, and they're doing this aggressive sentry again here. They actually have a teleporter up the top, Jake, so they're able to get their respawns up there quickly. And I think Germany really want the high ground, but they've been forced.
Yeah, the Uber comes out here. The red team, they need to follow up and take down Ayashi. Ayashi pops his Uber charge. Sacrilege goes down there. Rez finding another one. That's Spee. Tomato, however, survives the encounter here. They still manage to hold this top area with ease. Ubers are down for both teams, and yet again, Belgium is at a disadvantage here, not only in terms of Ubers, although it's just a small percentage, more so in terms of positioning and, you know, the fact that they are on the low ground, as we've all seen Star Wars. Now Coca is moving on forward to a lot of damage onto Mars, but he's gonna get away from this spot here. Menti's also very good position. There's not much that Belgians can do against this hold of the Germany. There's not much. There's a sentry level 2 by Rambazar. There's, you know, Synrise trying to push the cart with Fist of Steel, but they are not getting any ground at all, and seems that the game has completely stalled here. Adi may go for a play. No, he just gets clammed down by Mars and Rez.
That teleporter is so important right now. I mean, Saga has basically rebuilt a sentry back on spawn and has a teleporter right next to the spawn that takes them up to the high ground. So Nate is just getting back into that box position, which we know is so important and so strong for snipers, able to get Mars up there with ease. Like, everyone's able to regroup there, but Nate and Mars, as I say that, have been taken down by their opposing players. And the Uber trade's going to go here, and then Zero manages to dome Menti during this Uber exchange. She's looking so good for Belgium now. They need to clean up. Tomato's surely going to get caught out. He's just running in the wrong direction, and I think this may be the round for Belgium now.
Yeah, I think this is all she wrote, CeeJaey. There is not much that the red team can do. The respawns are just so painfully long, and with that heavy weapons guy on the cart goes down the pit, explodes, and a nice time is set for the Belgians. 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Much faster, actually, than the Germany.
18 seconds faster.
Yeah, 18 seconds faster. So it's a considerable amount.
If they pushed in with that time in the previous round, they would have won that round. That's sometimes a kind of a killing thought if you think of it like that. You know, Belgium could be 1-0 up here, but I think that played out exactly like the first round. You know, the first 3 points going relatively fast, and then just getting stuck on that last point. Like, it's just kind of the that final stronghold that the attacking teams really need to kind of work out how to break down. And so far, neither team has been really that great at breaking it down. But Germany will have another crack at it now, I'm sure.
I do like the rollout coming out of Rambazor, building up a level 3 sentry in spawn, and then using his own teleport that he set up before to move forward to the front line and build up the rest. I think it's quite efficient, and also sets up that whole thing much better because there's a level 3 teleporter already, there's a level 3 sentries. All you're missing is a dispenser, which can be built pretty much immediately after the start. So it's a good rollout. I like it a lot. A lot of ninjas could use a lesson in that, but now the gates are down, CeeJaey. Yet again here, the blue team being the Germans, red team Belgians, and still Belgians will have to show what's what on the defense side. Menti using the lock and load, directed coming out as well, and that sentry is gone!
Just deleted out of the server. Yeah, Miji's like, no, I don't like sentries. Just snaps his fingers and it's gone. But there we go, Zero actually opening with a few kills here. Doing pretty well, actually like top pointing for his team, just behind the medic. So definitely stepping up in this second round. And Rambazor is just going to rebuild. He's already got a level 2 back up, so that early sentry kill only really comes into play if everyone else is going to go in for sort of a suicide, but no one really committed and got anything done. So Belgium are basically back to where they were before.
Yeah, Major now itching his way forward. He switched up to a regular original at this point. Coca, nice damage onto the back line there. Not much is happening. Germany has to push this car forward if they want to push first. Nice! He finds a random kill onto Nate. Still finds his way somehow. Spee is coming in on the flank as well. Uber comes out of blue team. Now they have to kind of counter it. Exchange is happening. Not a lot of kills though. Menti, however, going down with that push. Nice and aggressive is Belgium. They're holding their spot. They're holding their sentry. The medic is also alive. Now it's all in the hands of Mezzo to actually put a crack in that defense. He's just waiting for a good opportunity to push in. He's decloaking. He's gonna go for a spy. Oh no! He gets shot by Rambo. And that last saving grace for Germany has been destroyed. Neither medic really has Uber charge, so now is the time for dry pushes. And this is what I always love to see coming out in Highlander games, CeeJaey.
Yeah, I mean, they get the kill onto Zero, who's been doing a lot of work, but Belgium look really strong at the moment. Like, they're just kind of regrouping that Uber. I thought they could even have got a little bit more aggressive there and chase Tomato, because Tomato was staying in, so I thought maybe they could get something done there. Zero's actually on the respawn and trying to get away, and Mezzo's trying to catch him off, but he will survive. And at the moment, Germany kind of struggling a little bit, I'd say. Like, they can't really find sort of a break through this Belgian wall, you know. Just they have Sinrise and this sentry, and it seems to be working pretty well for them. And Nate goes down to 0 again. So there we go. Actually gets a pick onto Mars just as the Ubers are being exchanged. So you've lost your sniper, you've lost your heavy, you've lost all your follow-up, and Belgium just look in total control again. And look, Spelly's going to behind. Tomato's trying to hide inside the dispenser. It goes down. He manages to do it. The dispenser. Jake, you know how much a dispenser can hide a medic's sort of just existence, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
Didn't quite work. Their dome comes down, and now Ayashi's still an advantage. It's so difficult to fight as a blue team against a team defending with a medic with the advantage. Very difficult spot. The Germans wasting so much time. Nice sticky trap setup by the red demo here, doing quite a bit of work. Here's Coca. He's still on the prowl. A lot of damage coming out on the card. Card is not really moving forward at all with the defense Belgians are putting up. And it's looking very, very good for them. They still have that sentry by Rambo. Rambo doing so much work, but what?
Actually, just comes in and he's picking people off left, right, and center. Like, I need to maybe make an apology, like a public apology. I was hyping up Nate and Mezzo before this game, just saying how much of an influence they're going to have, huge pick classes. But at the moment, it's Zero and Agi for Belgium, who are they're just killing everybody. They're just constantly picking people off, one after another. And it's insane. I do think Germany may be able to do something with this final push, but they've only got 1 minute 40. They come in, they use so early. Ayoshi hasn't had to use that. He does use, and they're going to have a better Uber once again. They have lost a couple of players, so maybe this is going to be the call to back out here. But Belgium have chalked off 4 minutes on this first point alone.
Now Nate is scoping in, but here comes Mezzo, stabs Ayashi in the back, and finally Germans manage to put themselves forward. Mezzo finds another kill, a face poke onto Coca. Nicely done by the spy here. Finally, Germans are able to push forward, have a nice advantage to themselves. 10 seconds on the respawn timer for the Belgians as well. Menti is not gonna waste that opportunity. Moving forward is the demo for the red blue team here. Putting some nice sticky traps here. Their Zero is gonna get scoped. Oh, no, he's not scoping. Oh, he hits a body onto Menti, but Menti survives this one. He's still alive and kicking. But this second point surely will go to the way of the Germans here, CeeJaey. I don't think that Belgium can do anything about this at this point. All they have to hope for is set up on third and hold them for about 4 more minutes.
I do think the death of Zero there is really, really important. Oh, Sinrise! If Sinrise played heavy for Chess Club, they would have won Prem. I'm just saying, this guy is doing so much. He takes down 2 players there, but most importantly, he takes down Menti. Menti going down is so integral because look at Rambo's sentry. He's doing an aggressive sentry on the third point. This is a strat that we first saw usually with STCK round about the season 12 mark, and it stops people pushing up the slope and it stops people pushing up the tracks. And with Menti down, they can't do it. Sinrise is still slaying. Nobody has stopped this man yet. He takes down Menti again. I don't know what he's doing and why he's being allowed to do it, but he is just crushing them right now. And all of that, Jake, all of that chaos and the simple kills on Nate, the simple kills on Menti, you know, it's slowing Germany down. It's allowed Ayoshi to get the Uber, and the Ubers are going to be exchanged. And Belgium have such a bigger advantage than Germany.
Ooh, and it's looking very promising for them as well. They're cleaning up shop, Reds, Bomb, Ato, Saga, Force, all going down in succession after this amazing re-push by the red team. Belgians are so far forward, they're pushing into this little hut area, little corridor, as you will, just basically taking it for themselves. Look how far forward they are. That was a full wipe, as I'm being whispered into my ear by Wiethoofd non-production. So it's just looking so good, and Sunrise is just a Russian Belgian mean fighting machine that is just unstoppable on the heavy weapons guy. And look what he's doing right now. He's just kind of sneaking in with that Thomas lab. You know, when it's spun up, you can hear it, and he takes down the engineer. Finally gonna get cleaned up by himself. But it takes so much of the blue team here, of the Germans, to actually do that. 2 minutes and a half on the clock. CeeJaey, not a lot of time to work with, and Belgians are looking better than ever.
It's not a lot of time, but it's still plenty of time, if that makes sense. You know, like, they could still do a lot here. And the most important thing is that car, if they allow it to get up that first slope, it's going to be much harder for them to get sort of work done. And Nate is starting to pop up again here. 2 kills in quick succession. The Uber comes in from Germany. It's going to be a much later pop from Belgium, but they've lost Coca. No demo in this Uber, and it's going to be all up to Sacrilege. Can he take down Menti? He is going to burn him to death there. And Demeter actually gets a saw. That could be really crucial. Gets a saw kill onto Agi. That's going to give him an extra 25%. And Germany actually have an Uber advantage. Belgium have lost a couple of players here. Dreamy's going to try and capture the car. In all that time, he's managed to get it up 2 of the slopes. So now Germany are in a really good position here, Jake. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. They could make this, they need to be really clinical with it, but they do have an opportunity. The door is slightly ajar.
The door is ajar. It's a nice little metaphor there. but the Belgians are just holding it so damn well. 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock left. Third point is still not capped, and the Germans are struggling to put themselves on the board. Tomato has the advantage, which is very good for the attackers, but they're inching their way forward, and they still have to go through last point. Mezzo going behind, gets 1 kill onto 0, but he misses on the Yashi, and now they're going in here, but Tomato goes down somewhere in there. What is going on right now? That all advantage is gone in a blink of an eye. They managed to get the card all the way to third, CeeJaey, but with 50 seconds to go, and still a lot of red bodies to go through, this is not looking very promising.
You're Polish, right, Jake?
Yes.
You come from that. You know you like football, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know Szczesny, the goalkeeper for Poland. Did you know that in real life, CeeJaey looks exactly like Szczesny, and right, just like Szczesny does for Poland, CeeJaey is saving his country right now. He takes down Tomato when he's at 97%, and he's just destroying. He is just destroying. There is an opportunity for Germany here. There is 15 seconds left on the clock, and if they keep 5x3 on the car, they should be able to get in. But Belgium do have some spawns coming in. They are trying to focus the car in 5 seconds. Germany need to keep bodies on the car, and they're in 2 mines. PSV gets 2 of the cappers, and that is going to be it. Belgium tie this game up. 1-1. I said Belgium had it in them to sneak around here.
Unprecedented this one is. Belgium's actually stepping up the second round. Remember, guys, this is best of 3, so this is the last game for tonight. This is for all the marbles, at least for the first game of the group stage for the Germany or Belgium. I mean, Germans coming into this game confident, good roster, some old legends coming out and performing incredibly well with Nate especially here, but Mars as well, Saga, and then just Belgium is just unbeatable on the first point, unbeatable on the third point, and Sunrise, with your Szczęsny analogy, really, just coming in, saving the team like the goalkeeper he is, taking down Tomato at a crucial moment, very important moment for his team, basically saving them the game, I believe. That definitely goes to Sunrise, is that the second round is just kind of, I wouldn't say one-man show, but he definitely was the biggest part of the success of Belgium for the first round here, or the second round.
Yeah, I mean, Sunrise is well known as a Pyro main. He played Pyro for Chess Club, he played Pyro for Strong Opinions, won Prem as a Pyro, won Pyro of the season, but I don't think he's ever played heavy in like a main season at a really high level, but he keeps turning out for Belgium because they do have, players who can play multiple classes. I mean, Sak is playing Pyro and Sunrise top fragging along with Spelly, who, again, isn't a scout main. Spelly is more well known as a demo main who won Prem as demo, won demo of the season as a demo, in Prem. So you've got 2 players not playing their main classes who are now top fragging and winning their team around. It's just kind of the polar opposite of 2 players, who we saw who were at the highest level in Prem, in the terms of Nate and Dreamy coming back after long hiatuses, to 2 players who are coming back and playing classes that they're not known for. And it looks like Belgium are going to be pushing first for this final round because that's what they've just done there, as they did get the faster attacking phase time. But I do think, like, Sunrise, with these kind of weird plays positioning-wise, it's catching Germany out. I don't want to say Catman-esque. Catman was maybe a little bit to the extreme, but Sunrise is definitely not playing in a way that Germany are expecting, and it's throwing them off.
I really do like this new style of heavy play, kind of play style coming out, emerging recently. We have, Sunrise, basically, he's not known to be playing heavy, and he's just kind of playing him unexpectedly, just kind of, you would say, oh my god, he's an amazing heavy. I would just say that he's just so ingenious with what he does that he's able to take heavy down his biggest advantages and emphasize on them while covering for the disadvantages. And the kind of similar play I can see is for the Polish team. Barth he is kind of an up and coming heavy for Polish national team. He's also playing some of the league, and I can see basically the same play style, just very unexpected. You never expect the heavy to be in the spots that they're usually in, or where Sunrise was the last game, and it just works. You just have Tomislav, you're virtually silent, and you take down fools as they come in. So it works. It just works.
I mean, if it works, if it's crazy and it works, then it's not crazy, you know? Like, I mean, we were talking about the number of experienced players here on both sides, and Germany perhaps coming into this tournament as maybe a team you could suggest is being one of the teams to win. I mean, they won the First Nations Cup. They won against France, and it was on a map that even I cannot remember the name of.
CeeJaey, that was years ago.
Such a long time ago. But each time they come back, they come through with old faces, and you could say people like Rez and Mezzo, you know, these are not players who were around in those times. These are kind of new players. They're constantly producing more good players. I mean, other than these two teams, let's branch it out a little bit, because these two teams have to contest with Ireland and Ukraine to try and get through the groups. Who else do you think is going to be sort of mooted for potential winners in the overall Nations Cup?
Oh, just in general, out of
just
all the
in
teams
general,
that are
out
competing.
Of everybody. Give me a top three. Give me a top three.
Top three. Okay, as much as USA is hyped up to have an amazing roster, I think that the ping factor will definitely work in their on their disadvantage. So I don't think we're going to see them at top three. I would like to, but at the same time, I don't, because they're in the group with us. Looking at the rest of the teams, and just kind of, I think France has a very good roster going for them. They have people like Alazul, they still have Olha, they have T-Burden, Raf, Umbrak, Cobbs, Kalis. They have absolute legends on that roster, and if they put it together, they definitely have a very good chance of being, you know, maybe even in the finals. Germany as well, from what I can see, but they're fighting Belgium and they're struggling right now. This is the first game of the season, so, you know, we shouldn't really worry about it too much just yet. It will show what the team's kind of problems are, and it will give them time to iron them out. But I think Germany will be in the finals as well. And as much as I would like to say England here, I really honestly don't think that England will be able to reach the top three here this tournament. I really don't. I mean, looking at the roster, just the dry roster, good names there, but there's a lot of old names that probably are just on that list from the season before. And you know, Grange, Bob, Hildreth, they're not really playing that much anymore. I mean, you have Eames. Gorston is not playing anymore. Hammock is still playing, I believe.
They have your man V-Clocks.
They have my man V-Clocks, and I will still be rooting for him until I die, but but they're gonna have a rough going if they want to reach top three. And I will be rooting for every single one of those teams, but I'm gonna be rooting for my own team the most, obviously. I mean, come on.
Obviously. I mean, Poland does have a rich history. I mean, back when you were playing, you know, years ago with the likes of Steve and from Mello. But I mean, I would say that England, I would put England in my top three. I would say USA in my top three as well. There's a lot of faces on there that can definitely win a game for them. And then for the rest, I mean, you know, France, Denmark maybe, you know, some interesting teams there. It really depends on sort of practice and cohesion, I do think. So it'll be interesting to see how things go in general. I mean, we'll see as the games progress who goes through the group and who starts to pick up pace. We are into the final round of this first match we have of the Nations Cup. Germany winning the first round, Belgium equalizing things out just now, and they'll be attacking first on this final round. The winner of this round will take home 4 points, where the loser will just get 2. And I mean, coming out of this group with the likes of, I mean, Ukraine looking a little bit nasty. D-Toad, I don't know what class he's going to play, but he always turns up. I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion that these two teams will get through to the next round.
Ooh, Sacrilege using Jetpack coming in close, but he misses the last jump there. And now Spee comes in as well, gets just destroyed there on top by Menti. And Nate finds himself a kill onto 0. Basically the entire push, it just comes all for naught here. And unfortunately here, Belgium will not be able to do anything in for the Germans, but the atmosphere is heating up. It's already really hot here in Europe. The recent heat wave is just making all computers bleed, so we'll see how it goes from now on. Here comes in Coca, but he's gonna get blasted as well, not doing anything to the other team. Tomato is still 100% in full health. Sentry is still 100% health. There's just nothing really that the Belgians have done in the past minute to do anything, any sort of damage in the defense of Germany. And we shall see how it goes in for the future. I mean, Germans may have switched to their strategies a little bit, but here comes the push out of the blue team. They may just go in straight away here, CeeJaey.
Yeah, they took down Nate and they took down the NG. You take a look at the, take down a look at the sentry that's also been sapped. So no sniper, no NG, no sentry to deal with. This is almost walkable in, if that's even a phrase I can use for Belgium, which they do. They use the Uber. Look at Germany, they're scared. There is fear in their eyes right now as they're just being pushed back. Menti's Menti changes his mind and goes forward and gets the pipes onto Yoshi. No protection on the medic for Belgium there. But it does mean Belgium going to capture this first point relatively quickly, but advantage in the Uber stakes for Tomato on the defense. Starting to get a bit of an aggressive hold on the hill already.
Oh yeah, here Tomato, 50% Uber advantage over Ayashi, but he's gonna build up his Uber charge quite quickly as well. A little bit of a dead time going on, coming into this tunnel area, and look, wow, what is going on right now? The blue team is pushing through the tunnels, that's unprecedented. Coming in, they're being spotted by Dreamy, the sticky trap is being laid out. Sunrise manages to pop it without damaging himself and putting a lot of damage onto Menti, but Menti is just being focused by the medic right now. Tomato is making sure that the demo survives. He's took some flack for his job here, for his trying to keep his demo alive. 100% onto Tomato, 75 onto Ayashi, but they're getting quite aggressive up there. There has been called to fall back with Ayashi, keep him alive, get the Uber charge online before they push in. And Tomato also popping his Uber charge to save the team. He's on half health, but no Uber charge. Ayashi 100% just hitting, barely coasting on that number here. And I think Belgians have the second point in the bag.
Yeah, this is looking really good for them right now. It's kind of a series of mistakes there coming out of Germany as Miju just gets launched into the skybox. Might actually survive this, gets away. Belgium will get the point, and Spee is actually taken down Nate. So that is a big pick, moving on to this third point. Maybe allows them to get some free cap time almost, but I wasn't quite sure what Germany's kind of intention was on that second point. They used an Uber, then they backed off, and then, you know, they were just standing around waiting. Belgium getting this, it's not going to be mega fast, but if they keep this up, this is a decent pace so far. And Tomato getting an Uber sword means he is going to have 100% Uber now. Yoshi's only at 60% as Nate goes down again. Zero has really turned on after that second round, and Nate is getting so much pressure on him right now from the spy, from the soldier, and from the enemy sniper.
Definitely, and here Belgium setting themselves a very good time yet again. Tomato 100%, Ayashi hitting that 100 soon, and they'll be able to push this straight in as well. They're coming in wide from the tracks with the medic. Wow, look how aggressive Ayashi is. He's with Sacrilege right now, going from the track. Unknown spot here, unseen as well. Ubercharge coming straight in. Now comes Spelly as well, trying to take down Saga. Saga losing his sentry, but counter Uber comes out of the red team. They managed to clean up majority of the blue team. Ayashi's a lot of trouble from Rez right now. He's being chained, and he's been burned to toast there. No more medic for the blue team. They managed to take down the sentry gun from Saga. They managed to push this cart a little bit forward, but ultimately didn't quite do as much damage to the Germans' defense as they hoped. So now it's all in the camp of the Belgium to do something about this. Nice here, a little cheeky push by Raz, but he's gonna get cleaned up by Coca. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now Coca is pushing in with his scout Spelly. A lot of damage being exchanged here between the cart and the top area of the tracks here, CeeJaey, but not much has been done. Mezzo finds Ayashi though!
Yeah, that's big. I mean, Mezzo, he's been focusing the cart mostly. Like, during that Uber exchange earlier on, you know, there's a reason you don't push from there, because the pyro can just boop you off the side, which he did to Coca. But the more important thing was the fact there were two players on the cart, and Mezzo got both of them, so it's pretty rough. And Menti, I don't know, did he just ice skate, just moonwalk off the edge there?
Menti just going a little bit mental over there. I'm not sure what happened, but Coca is not inching his way forward yet again. A lot of inching this game. I keep repeating the same phrase. I keep doing that. Nate, what a shot onto Spelly. He's on a 5th kill streak. That's a 6th for him. Rambo going down as well. But here comes Adi as well, stabbing Saga, stabbing Miju, stabbing Nate, and the sentry's down as well. What a play there by the blue spy, destroying this entire defense. Now it's all in the hands of the core classes for the blue team to push this one in. Take it home, boys.
Agi is just, the Uber comes out from Germany. Ayoshi only at 90%, but he's safe and sound on the slope. Tomato might even get caught in here. He's trying to surf away. He might actually do it. No, he doesn't. Gets taken out by Spee. And now we have a full Uber. Full Uber for Belgium. It is, what, 6 minutes and 5 seconds so far for the third point. They could get this within the next minute or two, and it would be the fastest time we've seen today. Nate goes down to Rambo, sort of flexing those biceps, taking down snipers, taking names. Belgium are so close to getting a fast time here.
Oh yeah, I mean, that Berlin Wall has long been gone here. Ayashi popping the Uber truck straight into the windows here with Sacrilege and his demo as well here. Koka doing a lot of work, but he's on 1 HP right now. He needs some heals. He gets that health back just in time before he got hit by a rocket. And now they're occupying the top windows there. Easy spot for the blue team to push in. Tomato's gonna get destroyed by Spee. Nowhere to run for the blue medic here, and well, it doesn't look too promising for the Germans. Belgium is doing so much work. The card is so dangerously close. They've lost the top area, Germany, and now here's Rambazar on the card. Level 1 sentry. Doesn't look good for Germans at all here, CeeJaey.
They need to focus the car. They've got heals. Like, the defensive side doesn't have heals. You have heals. Put your heals on car. They are just feeding. They are sacrificing themselves like some sort of Aztec, suicide bombers, just killing themselves on the car. Take your heals to the car and push in, but it looks like they're just waiting for the Ruber now, and they're going to push in with him. Nate is still down, but there we go. Saga's managed to get a sentry back up. It goes down straight away. Great focus there from Spee. The Uber comes in on the low ground. They're trying to focus this upper area. Spee with the jump is going to help. Actually, no, he doesn't take down anybody. He doesn't take down Menti, which is the play he wanted to do. And again, it's just one person trying to play on the car. Put your heels on the car, Belgium!
Put your heels on the card. Spelly is not really pushing the car right now. He's taking so much damage. Mezzo comes in with a clutch stab. He's gonna get burned himself, but there's not a lot of red people left on the battlefield to stop the cars from rolling in. There's a lot of blue bodies also just being pushed onto this card. Spelly now is a lot of trouble. He doesn't have his heels on him. He needs to stay on the car, and it's just... it is disheartening to see because Belgium has everything going for them. They even had a full Uber advantage, and they managed to do absolutely nothing with it. Now Domain on 100%, Ayashi on 40. Now the score has been reset. The windows are still not taken by the red team. I don't think that Germany does have time to move there at this point unless they get a full wipe. Stab onto Spee, nicely done by Mezzo. He's still kind of inching his way. Oh, he gets another sunrise, didn't notice that. And Mezzo's going huge. I mean, he's earned his gold stars on ETF2L for last season ETF2L, and now he's showing that he didn't get them for free.
Yeah, we're seeing some kills here. Agi takes down Mars, Menti's gone down to 0, and again, now they're starting to flood onto the car. Now they're getting players on the car, and it's forced the Germans to fall down. That's exactly what you need to do. They're solo Ubering on a Pyro, and they're going to push people around, but everyone on Tomato slips into the pit, and everyone on Germany is dying here. We've got Saga alive, we've got a couple of respawns, but finally Belgium realise that there is actually something for you to focus. Go to the car and push it into the pit, and you win the game. Doesn't matter how many times you kill the enemy team, you do need to focus the objective. But 9:17, still faster than Germany's time in the first round when they were attacking. So far, they're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well. But Germany, I think, once we've got to the third round, they'll have learned a few things, and maybe they're going to amend their strategies to try and fix things up a little bit.
Now, CeeJaey, 5 seconds till we have exactly 10 minutes left in this game. And those 10 minutes are the most crucial minutes for either team. Belgium putting themselves on the board with 9 minutes 17 seconds, and again, very similar time to previous 2 rounds. Germany, however, after an excellent first round, slumping themselves a little bit in the second, will have to reclaim their honor and their glory trying to take down Belgium. Belgium coming up just unexpected. I didn't think. I mean, I've seen those names here, CeeJaey, and knowing them from casting before, and your basically insight is that Belgians really are very good at what they do. They just didn't have a chance to prove themselves, and this first game might be the time for them to do that, but the gates are down, CeeJaey, and we'll be seeing Germany push into this first defense coming out of Belgium. We shall see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, but Germany really struggled pushing first point last time. And I feel if they manage to get something here, they need a drop, they need a big kill, something. If they manage to do that, then that may be a bit of a problem for Belgium, because they've been struggling on the later points. So we'll see how that goes, but at the moment it's Zero. Menti flying in the sky, dropping stickies, doesn't get anything done though. That was an interesting jump, just kind of playing high up. But Zero, again, I have to say, has really stepped it up after that first round, taking down Nate there. And I think really it's going to be between Nate and Mezzo to kind of open the door here, get a pick that really opens stuff up for Germany. Because Belgium look really comfortable on this first point. I think that's the best way to call it. They just look comfortable, as we do see some more suicides coming in.
Ooh, Menti, huge! Whoa, what just happened? Using that distraction, Mezzo finds a stab on Yoshi!
He gets a Yoshi, he also gets Rambo and saps the sentry. So that is pretty much the two biggest things you could get, and also Menti managing to get the sort of the destruction of the sniper as well. What did I say? I was worried for Belgium.
Mezzo, just stop. Just ban this man from ETF2L. Never let him play again, because he's gonna destroy everything and everything you love.
I mean, Belgium have so far struggled past the second point. They haven't really looked solid until the last point. So you have to worry for them here. If they're going to get anything done, they're going to need some good picks. Sinrise, again, getting in those positions, not being expected, takes down Mars. It's going to slow Germany down a little bit, but I don't think Belgium are able to hold on to this second point at all. I think they're going to have to just regroup and rebuild on third, so that they actually get an Uber in time, because if they lose too many players here, it could be catastrophic, Jake.
Ooh, they're really upset. They really want to hold this. Miju's missing his job, but Sunrise getting juggled there. Menti's pushing in with that Uber charge, chasing down the enemy team, but the Yashi is safe and sound. Second point gets capped immediately. And Germany with a very good time so far, but it gives the red team time to set up onto third, with Ayashi hitting that 100%, just being safe and sound. Nice sentry level 3 by Rambo, being wrangled as well, putting a lot of pressure on that choke point there. Good job there by Belgium, just kind of not crumbling on the pressure and moving out just in time on losing a few players.
Yeah, really well played by them. Got out at just the right time. And this third point actually was pretty successful for them last time. That aggressive sentry from Rambo, again, doing the job just to slow people down on that slope, doing a great job there. And there we go. Nate has gone down to 0, and Belgium start coming in with the kills now. And Germany, again, you see where that car is. That car has spent about 80% of this cast, Jake, in that position, just waiting at that first slope. And that is what is the mountain to climb for Germany right now. Can they get it up that first slope? Can they get something done on Yoshi? If they get another drop here, it's going to be huge. 6 minutes left on the clock, and Germany are being aggressive.
Oh, no! Good!
Tomato just yeeted off the cliff. What is going on here? Germany, just go home right now. Regroup, reset. Belgium win that fight. Oh my days, I've never seen a medic fly that far, that fast in my life.
I would give everything in my inventory to listen to Tomato rage, because I'm 100% sure he's gonna be very upset about that.
That is, what can you do? What can you do in that situation? That push has failed. In reality, it just means both teams reset here. Small Uber ad, but we see the suicides coming in here. Michu does take down 0. That's a sniper pick. Going to give Nate a little bit more room and a little bit more time here for Dreamy, and Saga just pushing that cart up. So they've got it up that first slope, Jake, like we talked about. And Belgium need to be careful. They don't give away too much free cap time.
Ooh, Rambo! Saga's just flying up, surfs in, and survives this one. His scout friend, however, does not. Saga will just kind of be working on the card with the rest of the team. Nate's also very good position. They're giving this sniper a lot of room to work with. A lot of people on the card right now. Nobody from the red team is even bothered by it just yet. They have to pop the Uber charge. Tomato going down yet again there to Adi. A nice stab by the spy. They're using the Uber charge to kind of clean up the shop, but the third point has been snuck in by the German team. Now Belgians have to hold last. They don't have a lot of players to work with. They do have a slight Uber advantage. Mezzo's up there, and there's only 0 to protect Ayashi from this situation. If there is a German player sneaking through and takes down Ayashi, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a panic play from Belgium there. They didn't need to use their Uber. Actually, it almost gives them the jakeowaty free card by getting the backstab on Tomato. Tomato was about 90%, catching up fast. but they used the Uber and they managed to not really get anything done. Actually, not getting a stab on the cart, so this cap time is going on and on here, and Belgium really need to stop the rot. They're just letting so much cap time for free, giving up so much space. Spee is going to be using the conch. He is very weak, but can the rest of his team help him out here? No, he gets taken down by Miju, and now Belgium playing on the low ground at an Uber disadvantage of about 10%. Have to be careful here. If they get caught out, they're actually behind Germany. They're actually, like, they're doing the old switcheroo and they're behind them, and Germany are okay with this because they're just going to drop down on them, and Yoshi's caught out, and it's all going to go wrong.
This is just not looking good at all. Sunrise Fist to steal out, try taking the damage, but it's not going to work out. Rambazar is in a lot of trouble as well. Not a lot of people to actually help him out with this one. It goes Spee as well, trying to stop the car, but now there's Dreamy working on the car, pushing up the slope, 1 inch forward, and there he goes! Ladies and gentlemen, Germany takes the first round of their season here. ETF2L Season 6 of the Nations Cup. Highlander, Germany wins themselves the first game of the group against Belgium, but it was very hard fought, CeeJaey.
It was such a close game. I mean, all of the rounds were around, 9 minutes or so, weren't they? 9 minutes 20, 9 minutes 2, 9 minutes 17. Like, the teams were level pegging throughout of this. Belgium will definitely go home thinking, we maybe could have got the 4 points there, but getting 2 points against arguably not only one of the favourites for the group, but one of the favourites for the tournament, I reckon they'll be happy, and that'll give them a little bit of a boost of confidence. And I'm sure Ireland and Ukraine are watching this and thinking, okay, not only do we have to compete against Germany, but Belgium, they're definitely going to be a contender to get through this group.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to watch forward to. Definitely, rest of the teams really should kind of take this VOD and look it over, see what Germany has done, what Belgium has done, and kind of think accordingly. And from what I can see, that Germans, while they had Nate carry them the first round of the warm-up round, really, they managed to step up the rest of them, and they played incredibly well throughout the last round at the very least. Belgium's really putting a dent, though, in the armor of Germany, and, definitely showing everybody that they're not the unbeatable force everyone thinks them to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you take a look at the German roster, definitely you have names that stand out. You have names that stand out, the likes of Mezzo, the likes of Nate, the likes of, Menti, players that have played at the top level and you expect to be doing really well. Belgium, maybe not as flashy players, but you see the likes of Sinrise and Spelly doing amazing work on classes that aren't their mains, but doing incredibly well. Like in that last round, Nate definitely came back with a vengeance there, and top fragging overall in the game. When we look at the combined logs, ooh, Nate gets 75 kills in an hour, basically an hour there.
CeeJaey, look at the sniper kills.
Sniper kills. So he gets 28 sniper kills to 15 from 0. So we do see that sometimes. 0, actually, I mean, on that second round, I would say 0 was a big part of the reason why Belgium won on the defense. But, I mean, Belgium, I think, disappointed that they didn't get the points. Didn't get all of the points, but they'll come out with 2 points and they can hold their heads up high and say, hey, we got 2 points here, and that's a decent platform to go on against the other groups. Because, I mean, Ireland, probably the big outsiders in this group, but Ukraine, they do have some big names. They do have players who play on the likes of Kitty. They have players like Detoad who've played at the highest level in Prem for a long time. So they do have the muscle to maybe do something here, but I think that 2 points will put Belgium in a decent position. They'll be satisfied, but they know that they could have done more here, and Germany probably a bit of a wake-up call for them. They dropping around here, maybe not what they expected.
Yeah, definitely not what they expected, definitely not what they look forward to coming in this game, but that wake-up call is very important, but we're gonna be kind of wrapping this one up, CeeJaey, for tonight after this exciting game. I'm actually quite exhausted, and definitely for people who join us, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Please do give us a follow, a subscription if you feel like it. There's also Patreon, all the ways you can support us up there in the comments section, posted by Wiethoofd, who has been on production today, so also thank him a lot. He's a one-man fighting